Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new series where we argue because we argue a lot. Actually.
Yeah, and so
in surprisingly high volumes,
yeah.
considering our friendship.
Yeah, we disagree on a lot of things, but mostly about how stupid he is. Now, by the way, just so you guys know, it's King Krogan here, by the way, not stupid JamieBoi or stupid JamieBoi.
Yes, because they have no idea about your voice. Anyways,
dude, I am the sexy voice.
That's not what we're here to talk about now,
sexy. Okay, yes. Today our topic is digital content versus physical content.
And now what brought this up was the whole thing with the Halo 5 Collector's Edition being the only edition of the three that are available that does not have a physical copy with it. And a lot of people are upset, or at least enough people are upset to... No, you shut your mouth.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying... let's clarify. We didn't clarify what the disagreement was. The disagreement was digital is the future or physical is the future. Or a combination of both. That's what we're debating. Just to put... Because... Now you can continue. I just want to make sure they know what we're actually... I want it to be clear what the debate is about.
So yeah, essentially people were upset about that. And 343 says they're looking for a solution, which they're not. They're just saying that, hoping everyone will shut up and forget. But I feel like, especially with this next-gen console, or with this generation of consoles, it feels like they're moving away, or they're trying to move away from physical. But I see a lot of people upset when physical versions of whatever it is don't exist.
I think that, yes, well, the people that are complaining, but you gotta realize, just like with anything, the people that are complaining are usually not the majority of the people. Also, they're the ones speaking up. When people are happy with what or don't care, they don't say anything.
Yeah, and so, if they spoke up, then clearly they care about it.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, though, the people's opinions are usually only that people. The only people who really speak up about something are people upset about something they view as a problem. If people are like, yeah, digital's fine, they're not like, yeah, digital's fine, shut up, you guys, because they don't care, because they're just happy they get their content day one. It takes them 2 seconds to download the rest of the content. I think digital is future. I think, first of all, whether you like it or not, it's going to be the future because companies are going to move away from it because it's cheaper to manufacture, as in you don't manufacture it. Shipping, there's no retail middleman. Also, I mean, look at Steam. That's all I need to say. It's like Steam has shown the rest of the world what digital sales can do. Also, let me put it this way. No matter how you feel, whether you like it or not, unless you are willing to put your wallet where your mouth is and spend more money than you already are on games, which people already aren't. They're already upset about broken games and things like that. They're not gonna do it because, you know what? People saying they want to pay for physical copies, they need to speak with their wallets, and to make it as profitable as digital sales are, they're gonna have to spend a lot of money, and people aren't gonna do that. And like I said, physical copies, I think, may legacy a while, but I think digital's the way to go. I mean, look at the new consoles. Day one digital delivery for every title. Day one, the first day, digital delivery. I think that speaks volumes for how far we've come and how much people like it.
Alright, so here's what I gotta say about physical copies. I feel, regardless of whether digital takes over or not, I feel physical copies will always have their place. And an example going towards that would be, say, Mighty Number 9 and Shovel Knight getting physical copies. They're losing money by doing that, but they're doing that because the people who want it demand it. There is a demand for it, and as long as there is a demand, people will purchase it, thereby speaking with their wallet. I feel, regardless of whether digital takes charge or not, physical is always going to have its place in the future. I mean, probably not as prominent, yes, same as anything else, any other technology that advances, but I feel it will always have its place, whether it's a CD, or if it ends up being like a flash drive, or anything like that. I feel that they will always have their place here.
Okay, let me get counter too, is like, you say that they're gonna always be here, but like you said, you pointed out Shovel Knight and Mighty Number 9. Those aren't exactly AAA titles.
They are doing fantastically. They are doing about as well as AAA titles are doing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they aren't AAA titles.
And the fact that they are now on physical copies, or the fact that they're now going to be physical copies, meaning that more people are going to know about it because they're going to be seeing it like in the stores and stuff like that. And like, if you walk up to the average person in the street and ask them, who's Shovel Knight? They'll be like, I don't fucking know. But if you tell it, but after this comes out, I guarantee public awareness of the characters like Shovel Knight and Beck, I bet they will skyrocket.
I think public awareness will skyrocket, but you gotta realize, yes, 100% increase of 5 is still only 5. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yes, I don't think that you understand how small indie developers are. And like I said, market share. Well, these are 2 games. While the big AAA titles, those companies, they develop hundreds of games. Like Ubisoft, I mean, they do mostly. They do a lot of other stuff too. I think that these small indie developers' actions may have an effect, but I don't think that effect is great enough to stop the tide. I think there will be, but I think it'll just be like PC games, where it's like, yeah, in the lost forgotten corner of Target, there's a bunch of PC games in a corner that nobody buys because Steam has a summer sale next week and they're going to sell all the games for 20 cents a piece, and you already own half of them. I think that, well, yes, your feelings are great, and I respect your feelings. I don't think it'll have the effect that you think it will. I think that Shovel Knight, well, yes, they're doing well. I think they are doing well, but they're one game. Now, while I can't speak for Shovel Knight on this part that I'm about to say, Concept, the company that made Mighty Number 9, aka Inafune, is now, because of Mighty Number 9 and its crazy success before release, mind you, he is going to be working with Microsoft on a new first-party title that he's designing. This indie company is making a first-party title for Xbox without even releasing its first game. Okay, let me point this out. Like I said,
they do plan on releasing only.
I understand what you're saying. I understand, but I'm saying, no, I don't think it's as powerful as you make it out to be. Like I said, I understand, but that doesn't exactly, just because they're working on first-party titles, does not translate over to physical copies not being eliminated.
It's a lot like the debate over books and having a Kindle. There's a different feeling rather than like holding a tablet
I think
and then having paper.
But you can't just pick up the disc and read it. You shove it into your device and then it reads it. I think that's a different thing.
You can't pick up, say, like, okay, if you were to download Super Smash Brothers, you'd have it on your Wii U, but you couldn't like bring it over to your friend's house or be like, hey, look at this thing. You don't have anything to display. A lot of collectors, they would much rather have a physical copy than have a digital copy.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are collectors as big as, do they really, I guess there are people who collect games and stuff.
There are quite a few, actually.
Let me finish, let me finish. I don't think they compare to the amount of, there are lots, because lots of people play video games. But I don't think they compare to the mass amount of people who don't. They just buy, they sell their games afterwards, and they buy new games. And the money they'll cut from doing that is not from selling digital and selling to everyone digital. I don't think compares the money they'll save, the profits they'll make, compare to the satisfaction that collectors will get.
Now here's my question. If, per se, digital were to totally destroy physical and physical is no longer around, I know internet is it's a widely used thing. A lot of people have internet, but not everybody has internet. Does that mean that at that point, gamers who used to play a lot of video games would be cut off at that point because they don't have access to internet?
So let me ask you this. As you texted me the other day, it's 2015. Everybody in the civilized world basically has internet. There are people who don't, but those people aren't typically people who buy a lot of games.
What about, say, our area that we live in right now? We live in quote unquote rural part of Indiana.
You may not, but a lot of people in town, and even where I am, we have internet that's capable of. Right now, you're in a position where you're getting screwed by your internet company. So I think that your point making is not quite as valid, because what you're experiencing is getting just fucked, and only have 7 gigs of data because your dad doesn't know how to buy an unlimited plan. But what I'm saying is like the majority of people are moving to unlimited plans. I think internet service is getting better. I think that it's not the best, but I think it's improving. I think that, like I said, we're in a rural community, but we're in freaking Indiana, the Midwest. Let's point out the Midwest. We're in a rural Amish town, and we still have internet. You may not, but your neighbors probably have internet. I can access their internet if I walk outside. I'm saying is I think we already passed that. I think they already passed with digital sign-ins and day one updates. I think we passed the point where it's yeah, we don't care about people who don't have the internet. That's the point. The companies realize that the demographic is so small and that they don't buy as many games, because usually if you don't have internet, there's reasons you don't buy internet. It's because you either aren't that kind of person that plays video games, or the kind of person who doesn't have the money for that. So I think that while you're saying that, I don't think, like I said, that's the reason they're gonna probably cut physical. They're not gonna immediately cut it. They're gonna slowly draw it back, so people are not outraged. And what's gonna happen is people will be whatever, I still get my content. I think that although you may not like it, I know you're gonna hate it. You and many people are gonna fucking hate it. It's still the future, and it's gonna happen because it's so much more profitable. They cut out a ton of overhead. It's so much more profitable that you don't have any control of it unless you start bankrolling these companies and investing. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do that.
Do that.
Yeah, but they're gonna do that because it's more profitable, and you won't have a say in the matter because you don't make the games. You may vote with your wallet, but you're still gonna buy the content. The same reason you bought Halo, why you buy every single Halo game, even though they're slowly destroying your happiness with what they did with the Cortana and all that other stuff. Like I said, we can't stop because we're gamers, and that's who we are. I think that's the deciding factor. The same thing about pre-orders and digital and broken games. We still buy the shitty broken games because it's all we fucking have, and that's why we do it.
I still feel.
See, you have no logic behind what you're saying. You just feel. You want them to. You have no logic behind, and that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing rationally. This is gonna happen. Feeling doesn't do anything for investors and people who want to make a profit.
Okay. I'm gonna admit that I feel like I've lost this debate. But I will still say, I feel even when digital does take over, physical will still have its place.
It's tiny, insignificant place.
It'll still have its place, though, and that's my point. Physical will still be there in the future. Definitely not as relevant as of 8-track tapes and CDs.
Exactly. Nobody produces things on 8-track tapes anymore.
But it's still around.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that another thing
whether it moves the format from CDs to maybe a small flash drive or something, because I feel collectors will always be out there. Collectors will always want these things, and I feel as long as there's a demand, there is a market for it.
Well, you gotta put it this way: there may be demand, but it has to be at a price that is profitable. If everyone's demanding at a price that's not profitable, companies aren't gonna supply. This is economics. I took many courses on this in college.
I did not.
Yes. What I'm saying is I don't honestly, for me personally, I find it convenient, but as long as I get my content, I don't care if it's physical or digital. I have no preference. The only thing about digital is the disc never gets scratched, and that's a really nice thing. But I have no preference. I just see the industry moving that way, and I figured that's the way it's gonna be. The same reason I look at Steam as an example. Steam makes so much money, and it's because they're moving to digital. There's no overhead. There's nothing. There's just data, and that's it. And electrons, they're pretty cheap. So yeah, I think that I think it's the way the companies I think that's the way everything's moving. I think there'll be holdouts, but eventually, by and large, the industry will move away from physical media and move toward digital media.
Alright guys, so that's the end of this debate. Let us know in the comment section which side do you take, and we will be doing a separate video where we will discuss your guys' comments and go over it if we get enough.
What? You didn't tell me about this.
Well, I'm doing it.
Okay, so I'll do it too. I'm not gonna let you get the last word in, you slimy Jew.
This is my channel. I'll do whatever I want.
Dinosaur office.
No. Anyways, guys. Thank you guys for watching.
Talk about the next one. We're gonna debate.
Oh yeah, next episode
is fan service. Does it detract from the experience or enhance it?
Ruins it.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss that.
Alright, anyways, make sure you guys leave your opinions down below. Trolls, be welcome. See you guys later.
Yeah, like,
Bye-bye.
comment, and subscribe.
Don't subscribe.
Why?
Dislike, report, and call the FBI immediately.
Yeah, they're gonna still